What's up, everybody? Captain Shotgun here, and today we are taking a look at the BK1S. Let's get into it. The BK1S is a 3S powered Springer that is also automatic. Let me explain how that works. There is a gearbox inside of here that is powered by a 3S Lipo that is stored in the stock. And what that does is the gearbox primes back a spring in a plunger tube, just like a normal Springer, and when you pull the trigger, it releases the air and recycles the blaster so we can load another dart, which is amazing. Let me dumb that down even more. That means you can have the FPS and accuracy from a Springer blaster with the higher rate of fire of a flywheel blaster. Is it super high rate of fire? No. But is it better than being able to slam fire? Yes. It's more accurate, and it's just all around better. So, let's go over the aesthetics of this blaster. I do want to let you guys know this is not how it comes out of the box. This has a body kit from XFoxGames, and of course I will have the link to that, and the blaster, the battery, the BCAR, everything down in the description. What does this blaster come with out of the box? You get the main yellow part of the body, you get a black muzzle which looks a lot like this, and then you get a buffer tube stock. My buffer tube stock, which is where you store the battery, would not hold the battery. The battery was too big, and I'm using the recommended battery. The other problem, I couldn't get it to fully seat on the blaster the way it's supposed to. You have to twist it on to a mounting point and it would not lock into place. So I immediately ordered this kit. I was planning to order this kit anyways, and now I just get to talk about the kit, which is amazing. The kit itself comes with this flared mag rail, the forward grip, the front barrel muzzle area. It does not come with the BCAR. That is something I got from Out of Darts. It comes with this replacement Picatinny rail to go up here. This was originally black, but then you can put on the one they send you, the 3D printed one. Actually, no. Is this 3D printed? Yes, this is 3D printed. For a second, I thought this was injection molded. XFoxGames has an amazing print quality, so a lot of their stuff does look like it's injection molded. But it's not. It's 3D printed, but it's awesome quality. Moving back to the stock, there's a little knob that you can turn to access the battery compartment, which is huge. You can fit any 3S Lipo that you want in here, but you do want to use the recommended Lipo or one that's slightly bigger, because if you don't have enough current and power, this blaster will not operate correctly. Moving back, you have a adjustable stock, which you can completely remove for some unholy reason. One moment. Getting the stock back in is slightly cumbersome. Another issue, or the only big issue with the XFoxGames kit, is these two bars right here. They are 3D printed, and while they are pretty strong, if you put too much weight on the back of the buttstock, it will bend. So I leave mine right about that one, right here, about the run mark, and that's a good length of pull. Let's go over your firing modes. The firing mode adjuster is only on the left-hand side of the blaster. You have safe, single shot, and full auto. If you want to put this blaster into a 2-shot burst, you put it in the single fire and hold down the trigger until it beeps once. Then you're in single fire. Then you have a 2-shot burst. If you want to put it back in the single fire, you repeat the process. Do know that it will cycle, it will prime, it will fire if there isn't a dart in it, and it will do it if there is a magazine and a dart in it as well. So just be prepared that it will fire, it will shake, it will make noise. Now this is the part that was a little bit difficult for me to figure out how it worked, but it's very, very simple. To turn it off, you put it in the single shot mode, and you hold down the trigger for 30 seconds, I believe. It's 10 or 30 seconds. You will hear a beep, you let go of the trigger, and the bolt will go forwards, depriming the blaster. It will fire, it will dry fire. It's okay, it's made to be able to take that. You just don't want to sit there and go without a magazine in it. Speaking of magazines, this is a proprietary magazine. It holds 12 darts to begin with, but you can cut down this notch in here, which is an aftermarket one. This is actually from XFoxGames, but the original one you can cut down and make it hold 15 darts. I did that to all 3 of my magazines, and I don't recommend doing it. It causes there to be too much spring tension on the darts, which can result in jams because the bolt cannot fully load a dart. So that requires you to come in and push the bolt forward to be able to load a dart. Pretty simple. It's very comfortable to hold. You can hold it like I am here. You can use this. You can just grab it right here like it's an airsoft. It's really good. Alright, we talked about the whole blaster itself. One other thing I forgot to mention. This is an AEB grip or an airsoft grip and a real steel grip. You can replace this grip with whatever you want. Alright, now that we've talked about all the features of this blaster, let's go down to the range and fire it. Alright, so when you go to initially fire your blaster, you're going to want to take your magazine and insert it into the blaster, making sure it's fully seated. You're going to want to pull back the slide and push it forwards, so you now have chambered a dart. Put it into single fire mode and pull the trigger. Pull the trigger, it will turn on once you have your battery plugged in, and then you can fire. As you can see, that happens quite often. Just push it forwards, it chambered a dart. It does that quite often when it jams. It's certain darts it doesn't like, and you can't overload your magazine. Even if you cut down this little plate, don't put more than like 13 darts in it because it will jam. Now, let's move over to some worker Gen 3 darts and get some good firing footage. Alright, I've got 3 magazines loaded up with a mixture of used and slightly used darts. So there's a bunch of heavily used darts that I've been using for over a year, and then some that I've only used like once or twice. So it's not ideal, but it works. I've got 3 magazines. We're going to do a magazine on semi-auto, a magazine on burst, and then a magazine of full auto dumping. As you noticed, it had some trouble where it was misfiring and double feeding. Like I said, it doesn't like used darts, and I think it just doesn't like worker darts in general. So now we're going to hold down the trigger. That first beep, now it's in burst mode. Alright, that's burst mode. Now let's get some full auto fun. It probably won't mag dump all of them because it doesn't like to use darts, but we'll try. Man, I don't know why it doesn't like these used darts, but it doesn't. Something I forgot to mention, there's a jam door. You can't really fit your finger in there, and I don't recommend that you do. You do not want that bolt closing on your finger. Alright, now it's time for my final thoughts. What do I think about this blaster? It's really cool, but it has a lot of problems. It is the cheapest AEB you can get in our hobby at the time of filming this video. At $160, I think that's a very, very good price. The only issues that I really have with this blaster is it jamming, because it will jam if you use used darts. Certain darts it just doesn't like. It will jam if the magazine is overloaded. And the only other problem I had with this blaster was the original stock. That original buffer tube stock was horrible. But if you're like me and you're planning on getting a kit for it anyways, then it's not an issue. I do recommend getting at least a 3D printed front muzzle, because this was all originally black, and you do not want that. You do not want it to be all black. It looks too much like a firearm. So, keep your blasters brightly colored. Alright, well, that's the BK1S. I hope you guys enjoyed the video. Don't forget to comment what you think about this blaster. And while you're down there, please hit the subscribe, or at least the like button. It really helps the channel, and it really helps keep me going. So I really appreciate it. I hope you all enjoyed, and I'll see you next time. Peace out.